So I've quit alcohol now for 100 days. We're reaching the end of that period. And here's what I learned, right? And I don't want to be that guy who comes on here and tells you, the person who's still drinking, oh my God, like the second I stopped drinking, I made $1 million and my business tripled and all of this stuff. Nah, it's kind of nonsense, right? So I want to give you a real perspective. Now, if you don't know me or anything about me, my name's Connor. I make cryptocurrency videos online. I also have multiple online businesses that I've started. I make real estate content. I invest into real estate stocks and all of those things. And I've made millions of dollars. Now, that's not to show off or to brag to you. I couldn't care less, right? I don't care about that sort of stuff. I'm not here to be those young guys who drive around in Lambos and show you all of that stuff. I don't care, right? I want to connect with people who have already made money online, or who want to make money online, or who want to better themselves in this economy and space that we have. So those are the kind of people that I'm trying to reach out to. So if you're that person, hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be sharing my insights as someone who has done it. Now, a little bit of context, I'm 34 years old. I left my job when I was 29 years old, and over the last 5 years, I've made those millions of dollars. So I want to give my perspective to, if anyone, just my younger self who is trying to pursue this career. But also I want to reach out to people who are my age, who are older than me, and let you know that there is still this amazing opportunity we have online. It's not too late. You can start whenever you see this. And if you are already on your journey, maybe you're just looking for a like-minded person that can talk to you and we can address different things. So those are the things. But the basis of this video is about alcohol. And the reason why I wanted to make it is because I've seen so many people talking about this online. And I see kind of this weird perspective where, you know, all of these sort of fads that go around, they're presented in a way that will change your life. And I think that even for me, it kind of makes you expect these fundamentally massive changes, when in reality, after 100 days of not drinking, after drinking my whole life, I'd say my life is about the same, right? But I did realize something. And what I've realized is, on the days after that I was drinking, and multiple days after it, right, it was killing my clarity. Every hangover cost me momentum. So not just the day, but the momentum that I'm building up throughout the week. So if I build up all this momentum until Friday, and then I go out and I have this big blowout weekend, right, or maybe it's a Friday, Saturday, I lose the Saturday, right? I lose that day, that mental clarity, the push. Maybe I miss out on responding to teammates. They think, oh, Connor's a bit lazy on the weekend, or whatever it is, right? That's what I've noticed. So in myself, I can work 5 days a week and then I can go get blasted on the weekend. And really, my productivity is close to the same. However, it's like going on a roller coaster, right? Rather than a constant stream of upward energy, I'm like up all the way, down all the way, up all the way, down all the way. And also it creates anxiety, right? When I'm drinking and then the next day I feel anxiety around it. So removing that sort of mental unclarity, like the fogginess that comes with drinking, and then also the anxiety, right? So without the drinking, my productivity essentially can double, right? Because I can work those 2 days and I can outwork anyone who is also drinking, right? And then my anxiety also dropped, right? And I think that a lot of people underestimate what a clear morning can do for your business. So I've figured out, right, that I'm actually not a night person. When I was drinking a lot and partying a lot, I used to take a lot of, what's in coffee? Of complete caffeine. And I would take even caffeine pills to stay awake, right? And I just thought that was part and parcel. And I was always really tired. And I never thought, maybe it's because you're staying up really late and artificially keeping your body awake and then waking up really late and not really getting any good sleep, because alcohol affects your sleep. We'll get to that in a second. But I've realized that I was a morning person, which has never been a thing. Maybe that's just what comes with the age, right? 34 years old. But what I've realized, right, is I'm most productive in the morning. So if I drink anything, like one beer, I'm losing that productivity in the morning. Right now I'm filming this, it's about 6 a.m. and I feel so productive and so excited. I don't feel like this at night. So I've realized this, and this has come about from not drinking and not being out late. Because also drinking, yes, comes with the adverse effects of the alcohol, but it also means you're going to bed later, you're out later, you're waking up later, and right, you're not getting this rhythm, and it's inconsistent. Because if you don't go to bed every night at 3 a.m. and then on a Friday you do go to bed at 3 a.m., right? It's inconsistent in your sleep pattern. And sleep is something that I've realized is so important for me, for my productivity, for my anxiety, and for my clarity, and for my ideas, right? That's why I love this feeling of being sober right now, because I never have a time where I feel overtly anxious or overtly worried or whatever it is. And I think that's a lot to do with, the regulation of, this steady flow. Now, I'm still drinking caffeine. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love coffee. I've already had my coffee today. But that's something that I've really seen improve is the mood, right? The switching of the mood. It means I can be a lot more focused. I also think that my relationship improved as I stopped wasting time with people I actually don't like or I don't want to spend time with, right? Because I have a lot of, friends that all I would do with them is drink. We don't really have any more deeper connection, and it's a waste of time. And I know that sounds kind of horrible, and it is kind of horrible at the end of the day. But if that's all that you're providing and all you're getting out of it is you go and have a drink, you have a laugh, you only enjoy it when you're drinking, it's kind of like you realize, that's not really what I want to be doing, right? I want to be building my business. I want to talk about my business, my experiences, and I want to be excited, right? I don't want to know or dumb the feeling of reality. Also, people are normalizing escape, right? Most people drink because they hate their weekdays. So they hate the week, and then they're like, oh, finally, it's the weekend. I can let go. I can release myself. I can do what I want. I can drink. I can party. I can relax. And then being hungover the next day is an excuse to lie on the bed and, watch Netflix and all of that. I'm not saying you can't do that. Of course you can. You can lie and do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is you don't want to escape the life if you create the life that you absolutely love and you enjoy every single day, right? Because that's what I've done. And that's what I want for you guys who are watching these videos to create for yourselves. Because right now, I'm traveling, I'm in Southeast Asia. I get to make videos. I get to go to the gym. I get to hang out. I get to see my friends. I'm staying in a villa with my friends, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's the middle of the week. Some people are at work right now while I'm recording this, or they're going to go to work, or they're worried about work. And I don't have to do any of that. So I don't need to escape from a life because I absolutely love it. And again, if drinking it brings you pleasure and all of that, I'm not here to vilify it. I understand it. I enjoy it as well. And, right now I haven't been drinking for 3 months, but I may drink again. I may have the occasional one, but it will be with people that I actually want to hang out with or without the alcohol. It'll be people that I want to talk to with or without the alcohol. It will be, doing experiences that I want to do with or without the alcohol. That's kind of where I'm getting to in this journey. And it's a journey, guys. I wanted to make this video because it's still an ongoing journey. So the biggest lesson is you don't need alcohol to enjoy life. You need purpose, energy, and peace. So when I say purpose, I found that purpose in online business. I found that purpose in my relationship. And I found that purpose in just doing exactly what it is that I want to do every day. So the energy comes when you're doing something you love. You don't need to do stuff that you don't want to do. And the realization that sleep is so important. And even just one beer for me takes away my sleep. And then the next day I'm tired. And I spent my whole 20s being tired and thinking I had some sort of deficiency, this and that, and ups and downs. But really, I'd never just looked at myself and thought, maybe it's the 2 to 3 times you're drinking every week. Really, right? So it's changed my energy a lot. And of course, it's changed my peace because I don't have this constant up and down of my emotions. So I don't know, maybe you guys are thinking to take a couple of days off, a couple of weeks off, a couple of months off, a couple of years off alcohol. And maybe this video gave you a little insight as to what it's really like. So if it did, maybe subscribe, maybe leave me a comment explaining what you're going through or what you think. And I'd love to have a chat. And I have a form I would love for you guys to fill out if you have a minute or two. I'm trying to conduct some market research to see what I can provide as value here on this channel for you guys. As I said, I want to create a very niche audience, an audience that isn't looking for a 21-year-old driving a Lamborghini and boasting about how rich they are, right? I've made money online and I want to help people, but I don't want to go down the route of that polarizing sort of content, because there are people out there who make obscene amounts of money who don't show their wealth. And I'm sure if you're this far in this video, you're probably someone who wants that rather than the Lambos and the Cullinans and all of that. And guys, I have news for you. You can have all of those things, right? But you don't need to show it off all the time. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.